Hey, I hope that everyone is having a good week. It's Jessica. Wanted to remind you that I'm doing my work at a mental health facility that does a bunch of different things, but what I wanted to focus on today was the outpatient therapy that I was able to sit in on, and then one that I did some co-therapy for. So the one that I was shadowing, observing, was an individual that's 19 years old, female, um, living with autism. She is thinking about branching out, exploring options for school, options for work, things like that. She lives with her mom, grandmother, and an uncle. She has been encouraged by the mom and grandmother to, take the time that she needs to acclimate herself to her surroundings now that she's no longer in a structured environment for like high school. She went to public high school. Um, and she's thinking about that. She's pretty sure that she can do some things, but the mom has been throwing around words like agoraphobia and social anxiety and things like that. So since mom has said those sorts of words, she has been really researching them, finding out what it is, and then now we have some new behaviors popping up that sort of mirror some of the things that she saw online. So she's saying things like, um, I can only take 2 showers a week because it causes me anxiety to be in a small space. I don't like to be out doing, X, Y, and Z because I have agoraphobia and I can't go outside. But prior to her going through this, she was going to school. She did have some accommodations and things like that, but she was going to school, hanging out with friends to a certain degree. Very limited, one or two friends and very familiar spaces, but still leaving the home and leaving the home independently and doing these things, right? So now she scaled that all the way back. She does come into the office for services, but aside from that, she does not leave her home or really her room that much. Um, the therapist that I was working with says that she is inclined to think that mom is leaning for a diagnosis that will help her to be able to file for disability, right? Which could be a thing. Me being trying to play devil's advocate, I thought to myself, with the limited amount of family supports and things like that, the mom could be trying to set the child up, knowing that she does have some special needs and things like that, wanting her to have a source of income that is secure, right? Versus her wanting to go to college and pursue that route and find a career and things like that. So the therapist was thinking that the mom was limiting the child, and I see that, but I also see a view of a mom that is wanting to um, maintain safety for her child, make sure that she's set up. She's an older individual and she's not the healthiest. What's going to happen to my child if I can't do all these things for her? Let me get her a source of income so that I know that she's at least secured in that. And maybe not taking the best steps to secure that income, but doing what she knows to do to make sure that is secured for her child. Relationships is what I was going to title this video because it's really important for the therapist to have a good relationship with the client, of course, right? But because the mom has guardianship of the client and things like that right now, it's important for that relationship to remain solid as well, right? So the therapist is on the fence of, not now, of course, because it's still early in all of the things, but just thinking about how she's going to approach the situation where you have a child that's wanting to, well, a young adult that's wanting to spread her wings and go and, explore and do some things, and a mom that is saying, well, no, you can't because you have this, this, and this going on, without any clinical, you know, backing to what it is that she's saying. But, the child trusts the mom, and the mom says that I have these things going on that I must. So that's why she's latched on to them, we think, and she is, moving more in the direction of being afraid to go out of her home in the eyes of her mom and when she presents to her mom. But when she's in session with the therapist, she consistently says that she wants to be able to explore. She wants to be able to do certain things. She wants to apply to certain schools. She wants to have a job and friends and things like that. And she does feel like the mom is limiting her. So it's a real teetering type of thing. I see in the future for her to be able to maintain a healthy relationship with both parties. There's going to be an opportunity for her to confront some of the things that are going on that are conflictual with the client and what she's saying and what she's doing, and also to maybe challenge or at least discuss what the mom is thinking and maybe some other options for her once we unpack what's really going on. So I thought that was a pretty interesting case to kind of take a shot at and see what do you guys think about all of that, maintaining those sorts of relationships, making sure that we are doing what's right for the client, making sure that we are encouraging them and motivating them, but also understanding that folks do have some limitations to a certain degree. So being able to wrap that all up. And I'm out of time, so have a good night.